Joel was now a new con at the big house, and when we last saw him, it was practically 2 weeks ago. Here is a recap of what happened and where we left off. The neck was successfully installed on the body of the bass, but a fracture crack in the wood was created. Little does he know just how extensive the cracking actually is. As for the rest of the modifications, the machine heads are done, as well as the Fender brand string tree, a new custom neck decal, and the kitty litter. We now take you back several weeks and pick up right where we left off last time, which was at the beginning of the neck decal. And now, here's the exciting conclusion to the first 2-part episode ever of Mr. Jommins Performs a Bass Guitar Neck Swap.
The current time is 4 a.m.
So this is it's a very fascinating. You know what? It reminds me of a Geddy Lee jazz bass neck. It's that kind of like real flat fingerboard. And I think I'm really gonna like it. I definitely don't like the way the strings are laying on the neck. I mean, that's just like, I mean, everybody's just too far to the right.
Oh, what is it, too far to the right?
All the strings are this way. I want to bring all the strings over to the left more, so everyone's like that, you know. But that's okay, because that's most likely, I think it's a bridge issue, not the nut. Because, you know, honestly, where the strings come down at the nut, this actually looks, the spacing here, this looks right. This looks correct down here. There's just a nice enough amount of wood or fingerboard that's even on each side of the nut. I'm not even going to glue this nut in, I'm just going to leave it. Because I have a feeling there's going to be, you know, more surgeries under this. But here you go, man, new neck. My logos, I have custom logos on my basses. And they're all made by this gentleman right here, Ronny Taylor. Ronny, I don't know a ton about the guy, but I'll tell you this much, the fella makes amazing logos. So my particular logo is a play on the Fender F. It's backwards to make the J. Obviously, my name is Joel, Mr. John. And I have worked with Ronny several times. So here's the logo. Joel Breen Bass 2, inspired by EVH, Eddie Van Halen. Because I never would have taken a project on like this until I watched a documentary on how Eddie put 20 different necks on his Frankenstein guitar. And I was like, you know what? Time to be a man. So, here it is. We're going to do that. Once again, I can't say enough good things about this man, Ronny Taylor. Super understanding work with. I called, or emailed, I should say, a whole bunch of different companies that make these decals and logos, and nobody understood what I did. Ronny got it right away. He's like, hey, what a great idea. So, you know, he used to sell on Reverb, but there was some kind of weird conflict or something. I forget. He tried explaining it to me. From what I understand, Ronny's a veteran. And honestly, he's just a hell of a nice guy. So, you know, and these things were cheap. I mean, these were $20, $30, who cares, you know? I mean, it's totally custom. He'll do anything you want, any font, any style, any color. He could have done this in like a metallic thing, but I like the silver. I've always liked the silver Fender Mexican bass logos, because those are my favorite basses. The Mexican basses, like the 2000s, I think are the best value out there. P-bass, jazz bass, doesn't matter. And I've talked about that before, and I've done videos on them before. So I wanted to mimic the look and feel of that. So give me a minute, let's put this on. Oh, you know what else is cool about Ronny? He did it, yep. When you buy a custom logo from him, he always sends you two. Because he knows you'll probably first one you put on. These are very simple instructions, easy to follow. You ready? Here we go. Breen Bass 2, inspired by Eddie Van Halen. I figured out, I think, why the original neck had all that play in the body. I think it's because if the neck's not sitting right, you put a little shim or a wedge in and straighten the neck out, which makes the strings line up. So, I don't think I'm going to do that though, quite honestly. I mean, in order to make that work on this, I would have to dig onto both sides of the body so it has play. I don't want to do that. I like how tight it is. So I really think I'm going to move the bridge, and I know it's going to mess with like the strings over the pickups and stuff like that. I don't really care. It shouldn't matter. I don't think Eddie Van Halen about that. Other than that, last night I reworked all the action on the bass, and I got it really low now, if you can see. It plays great, except the strings. The strings are almost 6 years old. So, I mean, they feel weird. Like, you can only take 6-year strings on and off the bass so many times.
Oh, is that so?
They're angry. It's hard to explain. They have like an edge to them. So normally, I would put on a set of Rotosounds. I've been using Rotosound strings now, the RS66, the long scale, or LS66, I don't know. The 66 Rotosounds. I've been using them for 30-something years, and they're great, they're very, very consistent. Very consistent, very reliable. And I tried a couple of strings. I used, Team Markley made these strings called Blue Steel for a while. And it was like cryogenically frozen. It was gimmicky. They sounded really bright when you first got them, and then they died real fast, and that was the end of it. And they were like, when Rotos were 30, those Blue Steels were like 55, 60 bucks. It was stupid. So I didn't really have a lot of like motivation to try another string brand out because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I read an article about these new strings from D'Addario, and I gave them a shot, and I gotta tell you, I absolutely love them. Strings I'm using now, D'Addario NYXLs. These strings are all the great things that Rotosounds give you. I mean, they're bright, they're rich and deep, but there's something about them, they just feel like smoother and slinkier or something than the Rotosounds. I don't know. I like the sound I'm getting out of these things, so I've been using these now for a couple of years. So I'm going to put a new set of strings on, and then I'm going to practice my butt off because the show's coming up in just a day or two. There might be a big snowstorm which cancels the whole event. But either way, bass is coming along really fine, and I just want to tell you. And again, I'm not getting endorsements or any type of consideration from these guys. Nobody likes me, okay? I'm just telling you, if you haven't checked these strings out, this might be a cool thing. Okay, well, the show went great. Here's a clip. Pretty cool, right? So now, the next step is, now the country show's over, we're changing the pickguard from the tortoise shell. It's kind of, see, there you go. For the black one. I've always wanted a white P bass with a black pickup. And, I'm so excited. Some famous bass players have used this. Dee Dee Ramone, Sid Vicious, Pete Farndon, all white black pickguards. So, here we go. I'm not going to get too crazy with this one because I already have multiple pickguard videos. So you already know I'm going to have to file around here, I'm going to have to file here. It's going to be a pain in the neck, but, it'll be really cool. So let's just do this. We're just going to go from this to this. I will say this, because it's the same company that made the pickguard, the black one, same company that made the tortoiseshell Music Lily. I actually have a template now I can use. See how I tied that off, so I know exactly where to file on sand, and we're in business. Like I said, I had a template, so I sanded it like that. Looks pretty good, huh? So I was getting ready to put the pickguard on. Look at this. Remember I showed you that when I put the neck on, I put this little hairline crack right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a little bit of a crack right there. Look at this. On the body. Here, look at this crack. There's a crack right along there now, too. I don't care. Okay, here it is. We're all done. I gotta tell you, the bass plays so nice. It's such an improvement. The neck's really fast. The action's great. It still needs a setup. Still need to move the bridge. But look at this. I mean, I really am extremely pleased with the way this came out. Now it's the Dee Dee Ramone, Pete Farndon bass that I always wanted. And also reminds me of like Alex Lifeson. He played a white shrouded black pickguard back for Exit stage left. Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Mr. Jommins, aka Joel. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the bell for new content. You know what? Don't like me, don't subscribe to me. Nobody likes me, okay? I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you are definitely an idiot.
But I can tell you this much. If you follow the instructions I laid out in this video, you won't go too far wrong. Take care.
Got a guy, Mike!
What? Who the hell's Mike? Who's Mike? What's an aluminum falcon?